Sanders right there with his emotional contagion gray bullshit right there at about this minute in. And he's talking about how Ukrainian kids and Israeli kids, they need the funding. There's tragedy. They don't have food. They don't have water. It's Vermont. Vermont's got a lot of rich people into it. And instead of independently opposing this bill to say, hey, look, here's our state budget. We can't really afford to do it. You know, it's not in the cards right now. I can't kick you any out, given the way of the world and the bullshit. And I'm sure there's some regular people down there in Vermont, like me, where they shouldn't be really affected by that bullshit either. Fair enough, right? That's sensible enough why an independent would say, no, I oppose this bill. But who is it? And Bernie Sanders never let a good crisis go to waste on the issue about where it's from and what it does to say, you know, I'm generally going to pull pretty bluish in here. I mean, he might be an independent aside, but he's definitely blue. You know, and he's a yellow vote in the fact that he pulls down the 217 to what really happens when he puts you to sleep like that in that emotional contagion bullshit way. Come in hard as an advocate against it. I'm opposed to it and never say once about the Virginian needs for why they couldn't do it. Our Vermont needs for why they do it. Never once put up the map or the charts or any quantum entanglement as far as what might be on the pipes. You know, here I'm going to probably follow it up with Burt Vermont completely out of ammo because I'll still load him up. Even though this one seems kind of soft and he put most people to sleep like that inside of there, that's absolutely horseshit. You know, same deal to these Smith charts, boys. Your asses are grounded because I got too many kids in here and I want to keep you safe. God loves you, right? I want to keep you in here on the Smith charts of that projectile momentum equation you're on, of the projectile momentum equation this way. If you're 5, 5, 6, I got to know. You know, inside here, G code, M code, I'll make you a Hadron Collider out of this thing as far as the manufacturing first and second law of thermodynamics. Now, with that said, where the hell is it? You just got some slippery asshole like Bernie out here. Not to say I don't love the technique when it comes in useful for doing it like this, but this is that kind of bullshit that gets people in trouble because they don't really know what message you're making. You're quantumly entangled in both positions. I don't want to give it, but here are all the atrocities in Israel and Ukraine and Yemen and everywhere else in the problem that clearly need money, but nothing of the Vermont standards say we're equally in some of those positions as a state or a country relative to those things in the rest of the country. So what are the fucking ends that they think that they should or they shouldn't in here is as much ridiculous as any other state or Republican or Democrat having a counter opinion both ways. Well, there was the GOC, or Grand Old Party, right? They certainly come up short on something there, so they're not all totally unified. And here's Bernie. You know, there's the 217 on the other side, roughly, about what does. I mean, realistically, did we really see the senators change over to say it changed the balance of power? I mean, for all you know, if you never did the aggregate of the states, you really wouldn't know how many blues there are unless you saw the balance of power that says, hey, it was blue heavy of senators that are out there right now. Well, how does it work? Is it, you know, just the red and blue thing? Wouldn't blue eventually win in the simulator? It's like you took the issues, there's more of them on this side of that argument, well, it's coming over, and eventually that comes over. Why is it that this one holdout red could absolutely do that? And vice versa. Let's turn it around in the standard model here. At the end of the day, again, you got to watch slippery assholes like that.